Oh my gosh. Does everyone look disheveled? Okay, Darcy, we gotta fix everybody up behind us. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Say hello to my friends. Clearly, we are in a different room. We're in a different place. Could you tell it's my childhood bedroom? Yeah, it is. But today, it is time to discuss the wrap up. Okay, Darcy, come say hi so the people know you're here. Seriously? You don't want to say hi? That is his prerogative. If my son does not want to be on camera, I won't force him. But he's here. And I know you're all concerned about that. So, today, let's just get to business. Today I am doing my reading wrap up from January and February. I have read, how many books? Oh, this will take a second. Let's get a count from Goodreads. So far this year, I have read 11 books. I'm trying to read 75, and I'm a book behind. And it just be like that sometimes. But let's talk about all the books I read. I'm not going to show physical books because 1, effort, work, 2, I don't have all the physical copies with me or at all. So I will be showing you little pictures. I'll put in pictures so you know what you're looking for if you want to read them as well. Let's dive into the books that I read in January. This January I read 5 books. I'm aiming to read 6 a month because I think that somewhere around 6 a month will get me to 75. But we did not start off with that. But you know what? We move. So the first book I read, The Mistake, Elle Kennedy. Second book in the off-campus series. This one follows Logan and Grace. So you know I was already vibing because she had my name and I was like, purr. You know those steamy scenes were extra good. You know what I'm saying? But in the same breath, I gotta be honest with y'all. For me, it wasn't anything to write home about. Was enjoyable. It is like reality TV to me. Like, it's like trash TV that you watch and you won't stop watching, but you also don't think it's incredible. And I think that's an okay place for a book to be. It's a 2.75. Maybe that's a little low. But that's what I rated it at the time. Because now we're like, that's a month ago. But for me, it just like didn't stick out. It is like crappy TV you can't stop watching. I think they're a little older. Like, I don't know when they were written, but some of the ways the boys act, I'm like, Miss Girl, we don't let boys do that no more. No to the no. So that's my feeling. I'm not trying to be a hater because I'm going to keep reading them. I'm not hating them, so maybe it should be like a 3 rating, but so 2.75 at this point. Next, I read 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. It is like the 5th book in the Truly Devious series. The first, I think 2 or 3 are kind of all the same mystery. It's been a while since I've read them, but they're all connected. These, and then she has had 2 cents that are like other mysteries. Same girl is solving them, Stevie, but they aren't like one big mystery that she's unraveling. And I know some people didn't like it. Don't know why, because I gave it a 5. She was a 5 from me. Honestly, I love the different setting. I love the vibe. She goes abroad with her friends to England and convinces like their headmaster or whatever to let them go there to learn for their senior year. And they're all like stressed about different things, like getting into college, what does she want to do. I loved it. I know people aren't David stans, which I understand. I actually get that entirely. But I enjoy the dynamic of the group and I was there for it. Although, did anybody think that the part where she's planning to be intimate with her partner and she gets like a sexy hoodie, were all y'all like confused? I was kind of confused because I was like, can't picture what we're discussing. but nonetheless it was a 5. Cheers. Next book was also from a series. So truly, I'm in my series era. Like, if January is any indication, I'm gonna be finishing some series this year. Absolute. But the next read was Finley Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead by El Cosimano? Cosimano? I hope that's right. It's the second in that series. For me, I gave it a 3.75 because, listen to my reasoning first. I enjoyed this installment. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think there were super funny bits. I love how I feel like it really is about Finley and Vero and like their friendship and them just getting into trouble and getting out of it together all the time. Alright, although Vero's been sus. Can't wait to see what's happening there because the third one came out like last month. So I might be reading that for sure. The love triangle has totally been a bonus, okay? Which one is she going to choose? They both have great qualities. They both have qualities that I don't like because they're people. Like, I feel like they're very realistically written. But what held it back from a higher rating, honestly, like that 4 area, was the repetition. And maybe like that's on me because I know it's like a cozy mystery vibe. So maybe they are a little more repetitive. But for me, I was just like, I need more things to be happening that don't feel like the same thing over and over. And that's the tea on that one. Continuing on, I read 2 other books in January. The first one was Mr. Wrong Number by Miss Lynn Painter. Now you know, if you know, you know. I'm a Lynn Painter stan. But this one, it was a 2.5 for me. I was disappointed because I love her writing so much. And I think sometimes we are like maybe harder on authors that we love. Do you think we are? Give me your opinion on that because when they've written something so amazing, you're like, why didn't this give what the other one gave? But for me, our main character was overly quirky. I didn't mind our male character significantly. I thought there was a lot of repetition, and literally what bugged me was it felt so slow. Like, I'm like, nothing's really happening, like, plot-wise or anything. Like, I feel like there's no good development. And then they wrap up the story in, like, 2 seconds at the end. Like, I felt like we could have done with less of the middle and had some more end, like, content because I felt like it got wrapped up way too quickly. It's a poor man's You've Got Mail. And that was, like, the thing on there, like, to entice me to read it was You've Got Mail. Don't use that. Don't use Nora Ephron in vain. Don't say your stuff's like hers if it's not going to be like hers. No. I love Lynn Painter. She's got my heart. No cap. But this one was a flop for me. Only redemption for it was the like steamy, bantery text messages. I thought they gave. The rest, it's a no from me. Another book I read in January was Suburban Hell by Maureen Kilner. This one was a 2.75 from me, so I enjoyed it a bit more than Mr. Wrong Number. My problem with this one was I just didn't feel like it was going to stick with me. I listened to it, and every day I did want to pick it up and listen to it. Like, it was entertaining, no doubt, but it wasn't something that I felt like I was going to want to pick up again. I definitely would read something else by her in the future. I liked her writing style. It was entertaining. It was funny. Now, on to the reads from February. February had a lot of romance, and I did talk about quite a few of these in my reading vlog, but here's the wrap up. I'm going to tell you about them here again, so sorry if you're hearing it a second time. But my first one I picked up this February was an automatic smash. It was so good. It was Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I've been wanting to read this for a hot minute. 4.5, it was strong. Like, there were some things missing, and I'm gonna be honest, some of the things the male character did, I didn't, like, love. Like, I wasn't obsessed with some of those parts. So, you know, for me, it's a 4.5, but I enjoyed it. I loved it. To give you a trope roundup, it has so many. It's childhood friends to lovers to strangers to second chance. It's got it all. It truly does. And I really feel like it is Christina Lauren's best book. I really love the Unhoneymooners too. I think if you are looking for like an enemies to lovers situation, that one's a great one to pick up. Next is The Valentine Inn by Jennifer Peel. This one is a KU novel, so you can pick it up on your Kindle. The tropes here were boss employee, celebrity, and like I don't want to spoil things. I don't know if this trope is a spoiler. You really can skip if you are super interested in reading this, but there's a baby, a child is another trope, and I feel like that is a trope. So yeah, you find out about it fairly quick. So anyways, those are the tropes. Our male character really didn't give. I'm gonna be honest with you. It ended up being a 3.25 from me. I liked it. I loved the side characters. The old man who used to own this inn, and the sister, and the son. Like, I really loved the side characters, and I will definitely read more by her. I read another holiday romance by her one time, and I really liked that too. So I love her writing style. It's just these characters didn't give for me. That's my opinion. Next, Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I mean, trope, toxic. I don't know if that's a trope, but it has some toxicity. It really does give like Gossip Girl. I know everyone said that, and that's kind of why I ended up picking it up. It totally gives Gossip Girl. I felt like I was watching a TV show. Like, I felt like every chapter was an episode. I was like, this is getting juicy. I loved it. You get the will they, won't they, can they, like, they can't move on from each other. It was a 4 from me. Loved it. I just felt like I just wasn't a 5 for me, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. So next, I finished The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. Now we're back to talking about our queen. This was a 4.75 from me. Like, she can do it. She's amazing. She writes amazing books. This one is a Groundhog's Day retelling, and it does center around Valentine's Day. So, like, I picked it up a few days before Valentine's Day, and it was perfect. I don't know if I'd picked up any other time. Like, would I have enjoyed it as much? I don't know. I still think it's well written and fun. But just so you know, it is like a holiday base. I mean, I stand her writing. I really do. I'm just beyond susceptible to her charms. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's a bit cheesy. But I think that's why I love some of her books. I have to be honest. She can write a rom-com. Like, I feel like so many people now, like, they don't write a rom-com. Like, sometimes I want to laugh. I want it to be lighthearted. I want there to be, like, little issues, but, like, it gets worked out. That's what I'm looking for. So, she did that. Next, I read The Lightning Thief by Rick Rhoden. This was a reread for me, and it was a reread for my family book club. It's a 4-star from me. Does nostalgia play into that? I'm sure. But I loved these books growing up, and I think they're great. Like, I hope middle school age, or whenever this is, maybe, like, end of elementary school age kids are picking this book up. Like, it is captivating, fun, and also, like, read it now. Like, if you haven't read it before, you can still pick it up, and I think it has that great nostalgia factor that, like, makes it enjoyable even as an adult, and you get to kind of feel like a kid. So that's a 4-star from me. Good stuff. And finally, our last book today. I feel like I've been ranting, raving, having a great time. I'm sad we're done. But with a heavy heart, we finish this video with The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She was a 4 from me. Now, people might feel different about this, but this is my highest rated book from this series. No cap, on God. It did it for me. It was a quick read. I thought she tied up this trilogy with a nice little bow that made you feel warm and happy and fuzzy. I thought this mystery was also just much more interesting than some of the ones in the past books. And my only thing that really rubbed me the wrong way, I felt like she did one of our boys dirty. I'm going to say it because I don't think it gives anything away. Well, maybe it does. If you're worried about knowing something, like skip 15 seconds. I felt like she did our boy Grayson dirty. Because I was a stan. I wanted him every day, you and me, for the rest of our lives. But no, seriously, she really forced Jameson on us. I'm not going to say Jameson, wasn't, a good adversary. That he wasn't a good choice, but I was just like, you really made it too easy. And maybe that was the point. Like, she didn't make it a real love triangle. And I feel like people talk about these books. They're not a romance. It's not a love triangle, really. From my perspective. Anywho's, ladies, gentlemen, dogs, cats. It's been a great time. It's been a lovely afternoon chatting with you. I can't wait for the next one. Let me know if you read any of these, what you thought, what books you read the last 2 months. I'd love to catch up, hear all those details, and until next time, say goodbye. Bye. Oh, goodbye. See you next time.